Welcome to Mr. RESTORIX. Today, we're going inside the full build of an underground home, complete with a fireplace, a kitchen, a pool, and a water pump. Before anything else, he tests the earth. Soft enough to dig, stable enough to hold. The first strike of the pickaxe opens a small entrance deliberately narrow. A large opening collapses. A small one holds. Inside the tunnel, he leaves a cylindrical mass of earth. Standing this will become a table. A stick driven into the center, a string tied to it, one clean arc drawn in the dirt. The circle is the plan. Everything else gets cut away. The deeper the tunnel gets, the harder it becomes to move what comes out of it. His solution, a wooden rail system built inside the tunnel with a sled that slides along it. Crossbeams nailed at intervals keep the rails parallel and stable. He tests it himself riding the sled from the entrance to the end of the tunnel. It holds. Load it, pull it out, tip it, push it back. A problem solved with 2 planks and a few wooden stakes. A long-handled spatula compacts and hardens the raw earth walls. Then a nail, a string, one clean arc, a sleeping alcove is marked and carved directly into the earth. The cave is beginning to have rooms. A small arched niche is carved into the alcove wall, just wide enough for a candle. A knife then traces and refines every edge of the niche, and the sleeping alcove itself. The first candle is placed inside. The room has light. More niches, more candles. The cave is finding its light. A section of wall comes down. This space will need fire for warmth, for cooking, for everything that makes a shelter livable. Every surface inside the fireplace is smoothed. Fire and raw earth don't mix well. The finish is what holds it together. A fireplace without airflow is a smoke trap. He digs down from above until he breaks through to the chamber below. A candle at the opening lit, then blown out. The smoke rises, finds the shaft, and disappears. It works. Channels are carved from the fireplace toward the sleeping alcove, angular, precise. He then measures each one carefully. Bamboo will be cut to fit exactly into these grooves, carrying heat from the fire beneath the bed. A heating system built into the earth itself. The channels carved earlier now get their purpose. Bamboo lengths, cut to exact measurements, are laid into each groove running from the fireplace wall all the way beneath the sleeping alcove. When the fire burns, heat travels through the bamboo and warms the bed from below. A radiant heating system built into the earth. The leftover bamboo from the heating channels doesn't go to waste. Each piece is cut into thin strips, heated over fire to make them flexible, then woven together with string into a mat cut to fit the sleeping alcove exactly. The bed is ready. A fallen log, 2 cuts. One piece becomes a seat. The other is hollowed out and fitted with a long wooden handle, a hand rammer. Every inch of the cave floor is compacted with it, struck hard and repeatedly until the earth is solid underfoot. The living space will go directly across from the sleeping alcove. He picks the wall and starts digging. Inside this new room, a pool is planned. To get it right, he'll use the same technique as before, a center point, a string, one clean arc. As the dome takes shape, the excavated earth will need to go somewhere. The rail system will handle that. The cave is about to get bigger. If you're enjoying this build, subscribe to Mr.RESTORIX and hit the like button. It supports us more than you might think. There's a lot more coming, and we don't want you to miss it. The pool has been excavated. Now, it has to hold water. The walls will be lined with clay pressed and smoothed by hand to seal every surface. The base will be covered with smooth pebbles, both to filter and to finish. When the water pump is ready, this pool will be waiting. A pool needs water. So does a life lived underground. Right next to the pool, a deep circular shaft is being dug. This well will be the single water source for everything inside this cave. The deeper it goes, the closer it gets to what this entire build has been working towards. Water, the real treasure of this entire build. At the bottom of that shaft, it's there, waiting. Now the challenge shifts, getting it up. A long bamboo pole will be the first step toward a system that no one would expect to find underground. The first step toward pulling water up from the bottom of the well, a log is split in half and hollowed out with a chisel. At the base, just enough space is left for a bamboo pole to pass through. The pump is taking shape. The pump will need a piston. A small wooden disc is carved, shaped, and fitted with holes. This is the valve that will control water flow. Then comes the most inventive moment of the entire build. The rubber sole cut from his own boot, shaped into a seal, and pressed onto the disc. The piston is mounted onto a long wooden handle. This is what will drive it up and down inside the cylinder. The piston seal is coated with a natural adhesive cooked from raw materials over fire, locking the rubber permanently in place. The bamboo pole is lowered into the well. As it's pushed down and pulled up, the piston inside moves, with it forcing water up through the pipe. The first test. It works. The two hollowed log halves are joined around the bamboo pole, rising from the well, sealed with a natural plant-based adhesive. Every gap filled, every joint pressed tight. Water has to move in one direction only, up. A tall post is driven into the ground next to the cylinder. A long lever arm connects the post to the piston inside. Push the lever down, the piston rises, pulling water up. Release it, water is forced through the bamboo pipe. The pump works. The pool fills. This underground home now has water. A pool needs drainage as much as it needs water. A trench is dug through the cave floor, bamboo pipes laid inside and connected to the outside. When the pool needs to be emptied, the water will have a way out. The cave is about to grow its own food. Along the walls of the pool room, circular holes are drilled into the earth, one for each bamboo pole that will be planted there. The farm is being designed before the seeds go in. Bamboo poles are hollowed out, and holes are drilled along their sides. These are the growing chambers. Then they go over fire. Heat expands the bamboo, opening the pores and preparing the surface to absorb moisture. What goes inside will determine what grows outside. Sawdust is spread onto banana leaves, covered, and a fire is built on top. The heat and moisture from the leaves create the perfect growing medium, warm, damp, and rich in organic material. This will be packed inside every bamboo pole. The damp sawdust is packed into each bamboo pole through the side holes. Every pole filled, sealed, and ready. When they go into the cave walls, the dark and humid underground environment will do the rest. Mushroom spawn is pressed into each hole the underground farm is planted. The structure is done. Now, it needs to feel like a home. A knife cuts thin lines across every wall horizontal, then vertical. Raw earth becomes brickwork. The cave has a character now. Natural limestone, broken apart and dissolved in water over fire. What comes out is a white paste, the oldest paint in the world. A bamboo brush made from beaten fibers will apply it. No hardware store, no paint can. Just rock and water. The white lime is brushed into every channel carved into the walls. The lines that look like scratches now stand out clean and sharp. Raw earth walls with the look of hand-laid brick built and finished without a single modern material. The ceiling needs a covering. Bamboo poles are split into thin strips, sorted, and woven together into large flat mats, each one measured to fit the room above. The loom is the ground, the thread is bamboo, and the hands do all the work. Before the mats go up, the ceiling needs a frame to hold them. Bamboo channels are fitted into the corners, each one positioned to cradle the mats that will be pressed against the ceiling. The frame comes before the surface. The mats are lifted and pressed against the ceiling one by one, fitted into the bamboo channels and nailed into place with wooden pegs. The cave now has a ceiling that isn't just earth. Every surface in this room has been shaped by hand. Every fireplace needs a chimney. A bamboo frame is woven, plastered with a mud and grass mixture, and sealed to the ground, the smoke now has a way out. The underground home is getting its door. What started as a hole in a hillside now has walls, rooms, a fireplace, a pool, running water, and an entrance. The shape of something remarkable is becoming clear. This is the moment the build earns its place. Flat stones are laid one by one along the path leading to the entrance. Green turf fills the gaps, pressed into the earth by hand. What was once a bare hillside now has a doorstep, a path, and a garden. The underground home doesn't just exist, it belongs here.
If you've made it to the end, thank you. Like the video and subscribe to Mr. RESTORIX, and don't miss what comes next.